Each person can simplify the complications of his own life until he finally realizes that he lived all these years with truth locked within himself, which he was not able to use because he had put a barrier of intellectualism between himself and truth. The child hasn't done this. The child is open. After troubles come along, we begin to shut up. We close off experience. We build walls against it. We fight to protect the status quo. We do not want to change. We fear growth or progress. And therefore we lock ourselves in our misfortune. The small child, living in wonder, can explore and understand things that are beyond our comprehension. But the small child in us can awaken again and understand them. So we watch little by little to see what happens. And we observe that in this day there are a great many intellectual activities. There are all kinds of people doing all kinds of things, many of them interesting and useful. But there is also a vast conflict of individuals who, while all interested in the common good, are unable to even be reasonably pleasant in the presence of each other. All the way along, attitudes become the basis of barriers. Our thoughts become the barriers of somebody else's thoughts. Here we go back to the sandbox. We have built something in that box that to us is just wonderful. So when our back is turned, or when the time comes for us to leave sandboxes, someone else comes along behind us, tears down what we have done, and proceeds to build something else. Or if we're not lucky, they may try to do it while we're still building ours. But in any event comes a great conflict. A conflict of objectives. A conflict of projects that we have. As we get deeper and deeper into life, these conflicts fade away. The mystics and many of the great idealistic teachers of humanity have realized that the nearer we come to reality, all of us, the more similar our beliefs become. And that when we attain reality, we will all have the same belief, not imposed upon us, but discovered by us in the process of our own growth. So the child heart isn't much interested in sectarianism or in political structures. It is seeking forever faith, truth, love, understanding. It wants to laugh and not just to cry. It wants to be close to something, not separated from it by all kinds of artificial barriers. It wants that little kitten or the little puppy dog that it can pour out its soul to. These are the things of the child heart. And as we grow older, these unfold into the great virtues of life. These are the things that gradually become tremendous, so important, that when the time finally comes, we can go to sleep in these things and wake in another life. Everything should be a gentle experience of values. Now, this may seem almost impossible in a world such as we live in. Fortunately, all of these are internal projects, and internal projects do not have any serious repercussions upon our daily life. We do not need to make enemies in order to grow. We do not need to defy other people in order to put our ideas across, because these things are not important anyway. All of this is nothing but the castle in the sandbox. What we really should do and must do, if we're going to rescue ourselves, is simply to know the art of being kind, to know the gentleness by which we can live with other people, allow them to live their lives as best they can, try to understand them, and whenever the need arises, be courteous and affectionate with them.